So our topic is Bhrigu Nandi Nadi, or we better call it Bhrigu Nadi and Nandi Nadi. Why Bhrigu Nadi and why and in between? Because when you say Bhrigu Nandi Nadi, so many people they don't know like this particular book or text. You know what is Bhrigu Nandi Nadi? I hope everybody aware that there is a one book by R.G. Rao, Shri R.G. Rao ji. The name of that book is Bhrigu Nandi Nadi itself. Let me show you that book. So that will be our, you can consider it as our course book. Let me share my screen. So this is Bhrigu Nandi Nadi by R.G. Rao. This book is available. So now R.G. Rao has given the title Bhrigu Nandi Nadi. Okay, but understand this one point that this whole book actually contains two different nadis. Okay, one is Bhrigu Nadi, another is Nandi Nadi. Correct? So Bhrigu Nadi, the Rishi of this particular Nadi name itself is suggesting that is Bhrigu Rishi. Okay, and then we have Nandi Nadi. Again, name is suggesting very clearly that this Nadi belongs to Nandikeshwar Rishi. We consider Nandi also as a Rishi. You know who is Nandi? I hope everybody is aware. So basically, this basically there are two different Nadis in this whole book. Now, why I'm saying you should purchase this book? Because the first thing is you will not find any classical book. When I say classical books, I'm talking about the books written by Rishi or Maharishi or Acharya, not modern authors. Okay, modern authors means like if I'm writing any book, so I'm modern author. Okay, so many other authors are there, like Shri K. Ravji wrote many other books. Okay, VP Girlji also written many books. So these are good books. Okay, but we are not Rishi Maharishis. So the original source of knowledge is always from the God directly, like from Lord Shiva. We have many Jyotish texts that belongs to Lord Shiva directly. Anybody heard about any books? Jyotish Arnava Navneetam is a kind of one of the book in which you will see there is a dialogue between Lord Shiva and Parvati. Okay, so in this text you will learn many concepts like Ashtakvarga. Okay, so and how to use Navamamsha, like there are different concepts are given in this text. So Lord Shiva is explaining all these things to Mata Parvati. This book is available with us, but not in the print right now. Okay. But there are other books also that Lord Shiva uh, teaching Parvati. Karma Vipak is one of them. Okay. This book is recently received many name and fame, Karma Vipak. And this Karma Vipak is based on the Nakshatra Pada system. Clear? But in Agam Tantra, there are many texts which is not yet translated that contains the knowledge of Jyotish. Many of them are very rare. That is not yet disclosed by anyone. Okay. Like how to use the Rudrakshas in terms of Jyotish. That is not known by anyone right now. Okay. Everybody is saying Rudrakshas are mentioned in the Shiv Mahapuran. But the truth is, there is no mention of Rudraksha and Jyotish and its connection with the Jyotish in Shiv Mahapuran. Rudrakshas are mentioned, but not any connection with the Jyotish. Are you understanding what I'm trying to say? So like this, so this kind of Jyotish, which is given by directly God, okay, Lord Shiva, okay, we can put them in category of Jyotish by gods, like Kartikeya, Skanda. Okay, Kartikeya also delivered many important aspect of Jyotish, okay, to different rishis. Okay, like one of them is a Skandahora. We all should read this Skandahora book. Okay, your basics will be uh, clear by this book. Okay, now that Skandhavara is also directly from the god. Okay, like this, after God we have Rishi and Maharishis like Bhrigu Rishi, Nandikeshwar Rishi, okay, Maharishi Parashar, correct? So like these all are Rishis. So in second level we have Jyotish knowledge from these Rishis. Okay, and then we have Acharya. Okay, like Acharya Mantreshwar, who wrote Faladipika. Faladipika is one of the best book for the predictive astrology. I hope many of you already know about this. Huh? Then we have Acharya Varahamihir, Brihad Jatak and Brihad Samhita. So these all are Acharyas. So at least you should read these three categories of books first. Okay, and then you go and read the modern authors book. Okay, but what we are doing, we are very much dependent on the modern authors book right now. Okay, due to which you are missing many important pointers. Okay, we are using many concepts very wrongly because modern authors interpret it in such a manner that we think this is the only way to use it. So that's why it's always recommended as a beginner, you should read first three levels of knowledge. Okay, from Rishi, from Acharya, at least from the Acharya, because that is easy to understand. If I say you, okay, you read only BPHS, now that is very difficult task. Okay, so it's better you can start your journey with the Mantreshwar. Okay, Faldipika. It is the easiest one to understand and the best book. This particular Bhrigu Nandi Nadi is from the Rishi itself. Now the problem with the Rishi book is, especially with this Bhrigu. Okay, see, there are two kinds of literature you will find. One is Bhrigu Samhita, another one is Bhrigu Sutra. Do you know what is the difference between these two, Bhrigu Sutra and Bhrigu Samhita? Anybody? Okay. So, Bhrigu Samhita actually contains directly predictions for the chart. Okay, what does it mean? There are Bhrigu Samhita exist in India. Okay, if you consult them, okay, they will take your thumbprint. Okay, from that thumbprint, they will identify your birth chart. That is already written by Bhrigu Rishi. Okay, that chart already exists. Okay, they don't need to create a fresh chart for you. Your chart is already with them. And then they read the predictions directly. They don't interpret. No, predictions are already mentioned in that book. That is a Bhrigu Samhita that already contains. Okay, so it means there's no predictive rules are given. No predictive rules are given there. You go and you check your horoscope, predictions are written, your name is this, your father name is this, your husband name is this, you will find this person on this date, all these predictions are given. Okay, but how they interpreting it and how they predicting it, they will not mention any rules for that. Clear? So what R.G. Ravji is doing in this book, you need to understand this first. Okay, so R.G. Ravji collected many charts from the Samhita, from Bhrigu Samhita and from Nandi. You will see these charts. Like for example, I will show you some charts. Let's see second, third chart. For example, this is a chart. This is the live chart. Okay, given in the Bhrigu and Nandi Nadi. See, in North India, we call it Samhita. In South India, they call them Nadi. Okay, in terms of this book. Okay, otherwise there is a difference between Nadi and Samhita. But to understand in easy manner, I am saying in north and south, we call it differently, but this is the same thing. Now, if we see this book, if we see this chart, predictions are already given, like he will have brothers. Okay, further now this explanation further with the placement of Mars and Venus is added by R.J. Ravji. So in this book, you will find the predictions that is given in the Nadi text itself. And R.J. Rao, in not in all horoscope, but in many of these horoscopes, he added his own explanation to understand. Okay, so that you can learn something. So these are the actual charts given in the Samhita, given in the Nadi. Okay, and R.J. Ravji tried to decode those horoscopes for us. So this book is helpful for you in terms of learning. Okay, but the problem with this book is you will not find every logic behind the prediction. Some logic you will find. Like for example, he will have brothers. Okay. Now the reason for this prediction is not given in this book. In next line, he says further with the placement of Mars and Venus in his second house to Saturn, he will have own house. Now reason is given for own house, like this person will build his house. All these things is given, and a reason is also given, but not for all predictions. So in this course, what we are going to learn is, I will teach you how to understand these combinations, okay, how to interpret these predictions. Okay, so we will discuss many horoscopes from this book. Okay, also some other charts from live charts also. We will try to understand. Clear? So in this book, there are more than 500 horoscopes are given. So obviously, I can't take each and every chart. Okay, but I will take the relevant horoscopes. Like for example, let's say today we are discussing, for example, any legal or litigation topic. So litigation related horoscopes, I will discuss from this book. Also, I will show you some other examples. Okay, but before we start all these topics, we should understand the basic structure of this nadi. Okay, how we create the yoga. Okay, how to use karakas and all these things. First, we will learn, and then we go to these charts. Understood? So that's why, if possible, buy this book. Okay, it contains many horoscopes, interesting horoscopes. You can see here, he will be married at 34. Now, this is a statement of Rishi. When Jupiter enters Libra in his third round, this is by R.J. Ravji. Reason. Now, what is the meaning of this third round, Libra, all these things I will teach you. So, once you understand the logic behind these predictions, you can easily decode all horoscopes. I'm not saying every horoscope, but yes, maximum horoscopes you can easily decode. So you can consider this particular book as our textbook. Again, okay, so there is another text which we have, I mentioned about Bhrigu Sutra. Now, what is Bhrigu Sutra? This is a Bhrigu Nadi, correct? Bhrigu Nadi and Bhrigu Samhita. And then is another kind of text, we call them Sutra, Bhrigu Sutra. Like we have Patanjali Yoga Sutra, Brahma Sutra. So what? So these kind of text actually gives you direct rules to apply. They are not predictive. Okay, this Bhrigu Sutra is not a predictive text, but it will give you the rules for the prediction. Like Bhrigu Nadi is not having any rules; they are direct predictions. Okay, but Bhrigu Sutra will give you the rules to make predictions. That book is also available with us. Okay, you can easily find on the internet. Bhrigu Sutra. Okay, now you have to understand the contribution of Maharishi Bhrigu. There are different literature, different kinds of books written by Bhrigu Rishi in the form of sutra. Okay, but the important part is he always uses the Karakatwa, okay, karakas of Graha. So in this whole course, you will understand by using only karakas, we can make predictions. Okay, you don't require any other things, like you don't require divisional charts. You don't require any dasha system, okay, for the timing of event. You don't require Shadbal, Ashtak Varga, okay, and all of these concepts we don't require. By using only Karak system and some other smaller methods, we can make good amount of predictions. Because see, you have to understand these are rishis. Okay, rishi means in modern context we can call them scientists. And what is the job of scientist? He do researches on some particular area or some particular segment. Okay, so in Jyotish also, every rishi contributed to some specific concepts of Jyotish. Like for example, if you read Dhruva Nadi, anybody heard about this particular Nadi? Dhruva Nadi. You know, the maximum content of divisional charts are given in this particular Nadi. Okay, Dhruva Nadi. You will not find any other Nadi or any other book written directly by the Rishi that gives you so much of details about divisional charts other than this Dhruva Nadi. In all books of other rishis like Rishi Parashar or in other, like if you read Jatak Parijat, Fal Deepika also, okay, in divisional chart chapter, you will find only limited content. Like how to use divisional chart, they will give you the instructions for the Vaishishikamsh and uh, Vimshopak Bal. Only these two concepts, that's it. But in Dhruva Nadi, you will find hundreds of techniques of using this divisional chart. It means the rishi of that particular Nadi is is giving more importance to divisional charts. So if you read that Nadinas, you will realize Rishi is saying, okay, leave other concepts, only focus on this particular topic, divisions, and you will able to master this whole science. But if you read this Bhrigu Nadi, you will feel, okay, we should focus only on the Karak, significators of planets and these Rashis. That's it. We don't require any other thing. You go and read some other Nadi, you will feel, okay, no, we don't require Karak, we don't require division charts. Because that Rishi is focusing on some particular topic. And he mastered that topic. He written that whole Nadi Grantha for that only one particular topic. Are you understanding the beauty of this Jyotish? You can start from anywhere, you pick any particular concept, you master it, you will see the equal amount of accuracy in your predictions. Okay, because many people say, na, okay, you are not using divisional charts, so you don't know Jyotish, you can't make predictions. That's not true. Bhrigu Rishi already proven this thing. Without any division chart, without any other complex concept, he making predictions, correct? So it means every rishi contributed to some extent to different concepts. Okay, so we should read all nadis if we have time. If these nadis are available with us, we should read it. Okay, so now the particular nadi which we are studying, that is more focused on the applications of karak. Now, in this whole system, we are not going to use lagna at all. In the beginning, we are not going to use lagna. Now, many of you will ask, okay, if we are not using lagna, then how it will be precise? Because on same day, same hour, many people will born. If we are not fixing lagna, then how can we distinguish between two peoples born in within 1 hour? So the thing is, at the beginning, we are not going to include the lagna. Okay, so in this whole course, I am actually dividing this whole course into two parts. Okay, first part we will discuss basics, okay, basic concepts and all, and we will try to make predictions without lagna. Okay, and in second part I will include the lagna. Okay, that is the advanced part actually. So this whole Bhrigu system contains two different parts. One is the basic, one is the advanced. So in advanced system, we will include the lagna. And many people teaching Bhrigu Nandi Nadi online and all. So the second part, they always miss. Okay, so without second part, you can't master this whole subject. Okay, so in second part, you will realize why you require lagna at all. So you will understand the what we call that evolution of this whole Jyotish. So lagna is not something that is introduced in the beginning only. Okay, this science is developed by Rishi, na. So first they started with some concept and they further develop it. At some stage, thought come to mind, na, okay, now we require this particular lagna. Then we include the lagna. Okay, so I will teach you different kinds of lagna in Bhrigu Nandi Nadi. So that will be in our second part. Clear? Can you suggest few good books once again for new learners? See, good books for understanding this particular subject. See, you should read all books of R.G. Rao. All book of R.G. Rao. Like for example, there are 4 or 5 books written by R.G. Rao ji. I will name them. Like first is this Bhrigu Nandi Nadi. It contains charts. Okay, from the Nadi text directly. And there is another book, Essence of Nadi Astrology. Essence of Nadi Astrology. And then we have Kashyapura system. This is a Prashna book that we cover in our course. And then Fundamentals of Rao system. This is the small book, blue color book. You should buy this book also, Fundamentals of Rao system. This actually contains the rules, okay, which R.J. Rao himself is using for the predictions. But there are many things which are not given in the books that we will cover in this course. Now, let's see the very basic thing, okay, that is required for us to master this subject. I will share this particular PDF file in chat section in next few minutes. Can you see this file on your screen?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So this list I will share with you all. These are planets and their Karakatwa.
Correct.
And these Karakatwas are slightly different, okay, from which you all are using in Vedic, na? You will see small differences are there, okay, but most of them are same. For example, you see the moon, okay, moon. What is the destiny manipulator? We will learn. Okay, leave this part. But you see the Karakatwa of moon. We know moon is mother. We also know moon is female. But moon is also third wife. Moon is mother-in-law. Mother and mother-in-law both. Okay, elder sister-in-law. Okay, now see this third wife. Let's say in Parashar system, if you want to make prediction for the first wife, second wife, and third wife, how will you do it? Which house you will consider for the first, second, and third wife?
7, 9, 11, I think.
7th, 9th, 11.
9th
Seven.
and 11.
7, 9, 11, but that is completely wrong.
Sir, second house for the second marriage. So that way I think.
See, you have to understand there's a difference between marriage and after marriage, what you are making predictions. Like this is third wife, correct? So let's say marriage happened already. Now you want to make prediction for this person. Okay. Now see, in Vedic Jyotish or in Parashar system, okay, we are not using Karakatwas as we should use it. Okay, now that is the biggest blunder we are. Okay, for every kind of event we have Karakatwas, we know it. Okay, but we are not using it. Because when we talk about third wife or second wife, okay, if you don't use Karak Graha, you are using only houses like for 7th house, 9th house, and somebody saying, I think, second house or something. So you have distributed the houses, but what about Karagrahas? In Parashar system, you will not find this Karakatwa, as much as I know. Again, whether it's a third marriage, second marriage, seventh marriage, or 10th marriage, every time you should consider with the seventh house only. Okay. Only difference is you need to change the Karagraha. From where we are taking this ninth house and this thing that is not understood actually, and it is not given in any classical book, I think. If anybody find any shloka, let me know. Same thing applied for the first child, second child, and third child. Okay, so every time they shift the houses. First child, fifth house, and then I think they shift to seventh or ninth, something like this. Okay, we don't require these houses. Na? Fifth house is only enough. Only Karakatwas we need. Understood? So the thing is, most important part you need to understand is there is no difference between this Nadi system and Parashari system. Okay, both are same. There is nothing different in both of them. Okay, only thing is once you start understanding this Bhrigu system, na, so you will find that your concepts of Parashari is also improving. Okay, you will realize it in next few classes. Okay, like for example, first husband, Mars. Mercury, younger brother. Okay, father-in-law. Girl and boyfriend, that is also Mercury. Second wife, lover. Okay, so this thing I will share you. This is second husband, Jupiter. First husband is Mars, second husband is Jupiter. Okay, now this particular table is very, very important if you want to master Bhrigu Nandi Nadi. So take printout of this chart, okay, and place somewhere in your wall or anywhere you can keep it and read every time. Okay, every day you should read it and start using it. Okay, whether you use Astro Vastu, okay, or you are using these horoscope predictions, everywhere you will find these Karakatwas are useful. Okay,